The preliminary field reports indicate that polling was successfully conducted in about 70,079 villages out of 71,214 villages, which represented 98.4% success rate. There were, however, a number of villages, about 1,135 so far, where polling could not take place or be completed due to various factors such as disruption and interference by some individuals and groups, chaos and violence, destruction of polling materials, particularly the village registers. Results were the candidates tied, disputes about the voters' registers, or the nominated candidates, among others. In some villages, persons whose names did not appear in the village residence register presented their national IDs and demanded to be allowed to vote. In accordance with the applicable electoral laws, however, only persons whose names appeared in the village residence register were eligible to vote. As a result, those who were turned away, in some instances, caused a disruption of the electoral process, leading to calling off of the elections in some areas. Where circumstances permitted and the integrity of the polling materials were intact, the affected village council members agreed, together with our officials, to schedule polling today. And indeed today, Wednesday, 29th July, some polling has taken place in some few villages in the country, while others are awaiting the decision or a resolution of the commission on the way forward. As we talk now, we have received quite a number of petitions, and people are anxiously awaiting to know the fate of the elections in their villages. As mentioned earlier this morning or this afternoon, village elections in villages where elections were not held yesterday have been conducted today, and we await the outcome of today's exercise as well. After reviewing the field reports that we have received so far, the Commission wishes to inform the country, and especially the affected villages where polling did not take place, that the Commission has agreed as follows. 1. In the villages where the village residents' voters' registers were destroyed, vandalized, or candidates have already been duly nominated shall not be required to appear for fresh nominations. The above interventions are intended to ensure that all villages complete the election of their village chairpersons so that they are part of the village executive committees, which is the next round of elections, as mentioned earlier, and would like every village to participate in the election of their parish or ward council chairpersons. The Commission also appreciates the cooperation of election officials, security agencies, the media, observers, and all stakeholders who have contributed to the successful conduct of the elections. The Commission further appeals all stakeholders in the villages where polling is yet to take place, or where disputes about the outcome have not yet been resolved, to conduct themselves peacefully and in accordance with all electoral laws and guidelines as issued by the Electoral Commission. We are aware that in some villages, the residents have disputed the results that may or what transpired at a polling station. And indeed, as I've said, quite a number have raised a number of complaints or have raised complaints or petitions in that regard. We want to urge all these residents in those respective villages, hold your peace, wait and hear from the commission. For our part as a commission, we shall also ensure that any further actions with regard to the process in that polling station is put on hold until we have looked into the matter and guided or resolved or determined the way forward.